The whole Bhagavatam was compiled by Srila Vyasadeva in his maturity under the direction of Srila Narad Muni. So while offering his respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord in the first verse, he says that I meditate upon the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And then he says why? Why he meditates? Because he is the absolute truth. He is the causes of all the causes. Even Lord Brahma confirms this. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigrahanadiradir Govinda Sarva Karanam. He is directly conscious, and he is directly and indirectly conscious of everything in the world. We might be aware of certain things. Let's say, for example, last year from now, at this very moment, I might be thinking of something. Now, exactly after 1 year, I don't remember. So, but Krishna is conscious. Krishna is conscious of everything, and he is independent, and there is no cause beyond him. How is he independent? Although he creates everything, he maintains everything, he annihilates everything, still he is beyond everything. And it is he that who imparted knowledge to Brahmaji. Tene brahmaradayadi kavaye moyanti yata suraya. When he said that when Lord Brahmaji was doing tapasya, performing tapasya, at that time Lord Krishna himself revealed everything to him. He gave him darshan of the whole abode. At the same time, he revealed all the transcendental knowledge. He revealed Srimad Bhagavatam to Brahmaji in his heart. So, the great sages, and the great demigods, they cannot understand the Supreme Lord. It's very, very difficult. Because the Lord's illusionary energy is so powerful that Indra, for him, Krishna takes various incarnations. Indrari Vyakulam Lokim Radayanti Yuge. He gets bewildered. He goes and welcomes Krishna in Kamsa's jail. Oh my Lord Krishna, please welcome. You have come here. You appeared here for us. But after 7 years after welcoming Krishna, he goes and makes an attempt to trouble Krishna in various ways. So, this is the nature of the material world, that one is bewildered by the illusory representation. Just like we get bewildered by seeing the illusory. Sometimes, on the road, in the summer season, we see water, but actually it is not water. We go nearby and there is no water there. So it's an illusion. Similarly, sometimes we see the representation of water seen in the fire as well. So like that, this all because of the illusory potency of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. And only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifest by the reactions of the modes of material nature. They appear actually factual. This whole material world is temporary. But for many of the people in the material world, they think this is everything. But this is not. This is unreal. And therefore, Vedavyas is saying, because of all these qualities, I wish to offer my respectful obeisances to the Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Vasudeva, again and again. And then further he says that Dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam sacham. He's saying, in this Bhagavatam, we have rejected. I'm writing this Bhagavatam, this is my last work. And in this Bhagavatam, there is no kaitab dharma. Dharma projita kaitavatra dharma. Kaitab dharma means all the dharmas which are not in line with attaining prema bhakti. We need to understand what is Sanatana Dharma. Many people in the world, they have their own concocted idea of Sanatana Dharma. But what is actual Sanatana Dharma? Now, that occupation, Sanatana means eternal and Dharma means occupation, right? So that occupation of the living entity which cannot be taken away from him in any given circumstances. Right? Try to understand this most important aspect of Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal. That occupation of the living entity which cannot be separated from us at any given point of time. Now, to understand this, I'll give you another example. Let's say a little boy is born to parents, right? So little boy is very young, and so he has a relationship with his father and mother. Right? He grows a little bigger. Does his relationship with the father and mother change? No, that remains, right? He goes to school. The relationship still remains. When he goes to from school, he goes from the primary, he goes to secondary education. Does his relationship with his parents change? No. They are his parents. Similarly, if gradually if the boy goes to college, will his relationship change? He changes the country. He goes from Germany, he goes to US for higher education. Does his relationship with his parents change? No. It remains, right? He gets married. There is a new person in his life. Does that mean that his relationship with his parents change? No, they remain his parents. Now this boy this is married and he gets his own children. Does that mean that his relationship with his parent has changed because he became a parent? No, they are still his parents. So the point is that our relationship with Krishna does not change and is eternal. In whichever species of life we might go, our relationship with Krishna is always there. So, completely understanding that relationship, understanding that our occupation, our eternal occupation is to serve Krishna. We need to understand our nature. Our nature is to serve Lord Shri Krishna. So in this Srimad Bhagavatam, Vedavyas is saying that I completely rejecting all the religious activity which are materially motivated. So this Bhagavad Dharma is actually speaking the highest truth, which is understandable by whom? By those devotees who are pure in the heart. Now who can understand Bhagavad Dharma? Sanatan Dharma is Bhagavad Dharma. What is Bhagavad Dharma? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanedanam. So, what is Sanatan Dharma? It's the same. Sanatan Dharma, Bhagavad Dharma, Jaiva Dharma, these are the same. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a very big book called as Jaiva Dharma just to explain this as what is the Dharma of Jiva. So when we say Jaiva Dharma, when we say Sanatan Dharma, when we say Bhagavad Dharma, it is all the same. So, what is it? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanedanam. So, saying that Vedavyas is saying that this Srimad Bhagavatam has been written in maturity, in his maturity. Who? Vedavyas' maturity. Under the direction of whom? Mahamuni Krute. I have taken directions from Mahamuni. So there are various versions of who is Mahamuni here. So Mahamuni can be Srila Prabhupada ji write Mahamuni is Vedavyas himself. Our other acharyas write that Mahamuni means Narad ji. Some of the acharyas write Mahamuni means Naranarayan Rishi. And we accept all this. So this beautiful Bhagavatam is very mystic. Simply by desiring to hear the messages of Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna is ready to get bound up by the devotee in his heart. Very interesting. How easy is to bound up Krishna in the heart? Just mere Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Paririshum Sadyo Radaya Avrudyatra Prithibhi Sushushu Bhistakshanat. Simply by desiring, even you have not just desired to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. We are making an attempt to speak the entire Srimad Bhagavatam here. So, mere desiring to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna is willing to get bound up by that devotee. So, what will happen if someone hears very attentively? What happens with Parikshit Maharaj? Hear in perfection. So, as the condition is, one should attentively hear. Because the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, the quality of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is very important. The result which one gets by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, it depends on the quality of hearing it. When Gokarna was speaking the whole of Bhagavatam, the ghost got delivered. The ghost, his brother became a ghost and he got delivered. Why? Because when the associates of the Lord came from the Vaikuntha to take Dundukari, he asked them, Dear Vaikuntha Vasis, what is the problem? He gets delivered, Dundukari, the ghost gets delivered, and there are so many Mahanubhavas here who are sitting there, and why are not they getting delivered? So the Vaikuntha Vasis, they said, the difference lies in the quality of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. how we are hearing it, and how are we contemplating on it, how are we meditating on it. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. We are so busy in this world that Smaran aspect has completely gone away. Social media has taken us over. Smaran aspect has gone. But Shravanam, if we hear attentively and also make an attempt to read attentively, then the aspect of Smaran will naturally come. And definitely speaking. Further, Vedavyas is saying, Nigama kalpa taror galitam phalam shukamukhad amrita samvidam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuravarasika bhui bhavuka. Now he is saying, oh expert and thoughtful men, oh dear devotees, Vedavyas is saying, to all those devotees who are going to come in the future also, Vedavyas is saying, this Srimad Bhagavatam is a matured fruit of the desired tree of the Vedic literature. What do you mean a matured fruit? Let's suppose in a tree, there are branches, there are leaves, there are so many different aspects. Can we taste the tree? No. If it's a mango tree, for example, can we taste sweetness of mango in the branches? No. In the leaves? No. In the roots? No. So where can it be tasted? In the fruit. So this Srimad Bhagavatam, if the tree are like the Vedas, then this Srimad Bhagavatam is like that mango. It is very difficult to understand the Vedas or the essence of the Vedas. But that same essence of the Vedas, when it comes in the form of a fruit, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. Why? Vedavyas is saying, Pibata Bhagavatam, drink this Bhagavatam. Why? Because it is coming from Shukadeva Goswami. From the lips of Shukadeva Goswami. When a fruit is touched by a parrot, its sweetness enhances. Have you know that? Do you know that? When a parrot eats a fruit, its sweetness enhances. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is written by me, Vedavyas is saying, but it is spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. He has tasted it, and that's why it has become more tastier. That's why he's saying, O Rasika Bhaktas, please enjoy this Srimad Bhagavatam. Now we are going to the conversation between Suta Goswami Pad and the rishis of Naimisharanya. So Naimishaya Nimishetra Rishaya Shaunakadaya Swargam Satram Swargaya Lokaya Sahasra Samvasata. So in the Naimisharanya, forest of Naimisharanya, the place is still there in Uttar Pradesh. So in that Naimisharanya, 88,000 rishis they gathered together. 88,000. What was their purpose? Their purpose was world peace. And what efforts were they putting for world peace? They were doing a sacrifice. So one might question, were the less intelligent people that they don't know that by this performing the sacrifice, the world peace is not going to attain? They know that by performing this yajna, the world peace is not going to be attained. They know. Still they were performing. Why? Because they already had an understanding by performing such a sacrifice for the world peace. Great sadhus will get attracted there. Great sadhus, Mahabhagavatas will come there. And as soon as the Mahabhagavat comes there, we will stop this sacrifice and hear from him. So that was planned. It cannot happen that Suta Goswami enters there and all of a sudden they stop the sacrifice. It doesn't work. It was already planned. It was already understood. 88,000 rishis they have already decided. Then as soon as Suta Goswami, some Mahabhagavata comes there, they will stop the sacrifice there. So this is what happened, that at Naimisharanya, after finishing their all their morning duties and the sacrifice are going on, that Suta Goswami Pad comes there. And as soon as Suta Goswami Pad sees the whole of sacrifice going on, and the 88,000 rishis, when they see Suta Goswami Pad, immediately stop the sacrifice. And they all take shelter of Suta Goswami Pad. Why? Because Suta Goswami Pad is a Mahabhagavata. He was acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who was an incarnation of the God himself. He was a friend of Vyasadeva. He was a disciple of Parashara Muni. So Suta Goswami was a very good friend of Vyasadeva, and he heard the entire Srimad Bhagavatam from Shukadeva Goswami as well. When Shukadeva Goswami was speaking Bhagavatam to Maharaj Parikshit, at that time Suta Goswami was sitting next to him. and he heard the entire Srimad Bhagavatam along with Parikshit Maharaj. So Shukadeva Goswami was paying attention to Parikshit Maharaj as well as to Suta Goswami Pad. Shukadeva Goswami's focus was on these two personalities amongst all the people sitting there. And now this Suta Goswami Pad is coming and is going to speak the same Srimad Bhagavatam, the Rishis of Naimisharanya. Now, Shaunakadi Rishis, they are glorifying Suta Goswami Pad. Why? Because Suta Goswami Pad is a very good disciple as well. Now he is very submissive. He has received causeless mercy of so many different acharyas in his life, and that's why he is an empowered personality, and that he is a true representative of Vyasadeva. And speaking of Srimad Bhagavatam is very rightly. And Shaunakadi Rishis are saying that in this age of Kali, people are very short-lived. They are very quarrelsome. They are very lazy. They are very unlucky, and above all, they are always disturbed. It's very difficult to maintain equanimity in this world, mental equanimity in this world, because everywhere we are lazy, misguided, unlucky people. Even we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we are very fortunate. Other people in this world are in very difficult shape. And Shaunakadi Rishi is saying that there are various kinds of scriptures. Vedas is there, Upanishads are there, Mahabharata is there, and so many different things. Puranas are there, 18 Puranas are there. So they are saying that there are many varieties of scriptures, and if we start studying them, our life is very short. So can you give us the essence of everything? So Shaunakadi Rishis, they put forward 6 questions to Suta Goswami Pad. So first question is, what is the ultimate good for all the people, by which everyone gets benefited? Please tell us that. Please tell us what is the essence of the religious scriptures by which one becomes self-realized. Very important. What is the essence of the Vedic religious scriptures? Because so many religious scriptures are there. What are they saying? Because we don't have time to study all of them. So give us an essence. The third question they asked was, why did Lord take birth from the womb of Devaki? And fourth question is, what act does he perform? What are his pastimes? The Lord. What are his various incarnations? And please explain everything in detail. Then he says, where has Dharma gone now that Krishna has left the earth? So 6 questions were posed to Suta Goswami Pad. You should know. And this is where Bhagavatam begins. Now we are getting the version where now still Shukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit's journey will begin in the 2nd canto. But here we are discussing the live telecast is happening us from Naimisharanya. So we are hearing the conversation between Suta Goswami Pad and Shaunakadi Rishis. 88,000 Rishis, they appointed one person to ask questions on everybody's behalf, and that was Shaunakji. It is very unusual. 88,000 Rishis, if they have to ask questions, could have not been practical. So they entrusted one person to ask questions on everybody's behalf, and everybody has faith in Shaunakji. So Shaunakji was also very learned, very qualified. Even he was a fit person for asking questions. So he represented 88,000 Rishis. He glorified Suta Goswami Pad. He welcomed him. At the same time, he also asked various questions in the entire Bhagavatam on everybody's behalf. And then after this, the first chapter is over. Suta Goswami Pad, he was very satisfied when somebody asked genuine questions about Krishna consciousness, about Bhagavad Dharma, about Sanatana Dharma. It is very satisfying. So Suta Goswami Pad, who came there for speaking Bhagavatam, when he heard such questions, he was very, very satisfied. He was very, very happy. And he thanked them all. You know why he thanked them all? Because for asking genuine questions, which are going to which are going to get benefited for them and also for everybody else. Now Suta Goswami Pad, before answering their question, he starts his Mangalacharan. Yam pravajantam anupeta peta krityam dayapayana viharakatara ajuhava Putreti tanmayataya taro abhinedus tam sarvabhutarayam muni manatanasmi. So Suta Goswami Pad is offering his respectful obeisances to Shukadeva Goswami. Now, why Shukadeva Goswami? Because that is his spiritual master. And glory of Shukadeva Goswami, we need to know the glories of Shukadeva Goswami. That Shukadeva Goswami was born from Vyasadeva and his good wife. And Shukadeva Goswami, when he was in the womb of her mother, he refused to come out. He said, I don't want to come out. Veda Vyasji was saying from outside that, please come out. I have prayed. I have prayed for you. So you should come out. And he said, what business do I have outside? I am very happy in the womb of the mother. The outside world is very dangerous. Full of Maya and full of illusion. Once I come outside, you will ask me to get married, do this, do that. So it's better that I am very happy in the womb of mother. So so Veda Vyasji went to Dwarka, invited Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna came there and assured Shukadeva Goswami that, my dear Shukadeva, please come out. My material illusion, my Maya will not touch you. So as soon as Shukadeva Goswami heard that, he came out from the womb of his mother and started walking straight to forest. And Veda Vyasji was crying, Baba, I have prayed for you. Now we need to understand that Veda Vyasji, when he compiled Vedas, he entrusted that to four of his disciples. He compiled Mahabharata, Puranas, he entrusted that to Romaharshan Sut. But when he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam under the direction of Narad Muni, he could not find anyone qualified for spreading the glories of Bhagavatam. So he prayed. And that's why he prayed for the ray of Vishnu. And that's why Shukadeva Goswami was born. And when Shukadeva Goswami was born, he was now walking straight to forest and Veda Vyasji started running behind him. Oh Shukadev, wait. And Shukadeva Goswami was completely absorbed in transcendental bliss. He entered into the forest. And he never came back. He never came back. Veda Vyasji was crying. Shukadeva Goswami was going deep and deep into the forest. He was absorbed in the transcendental bliss. Now, Veda Vyas, this is in the commentaries of Bhagavatam, what I am reciting is in the commentaries of the Bhagavatam. Veda Vyas goes back. Veda Vyas, he starts his Bhagavatam classes because he has compiled the greatest literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. So he starts giving his own classes on Bhagavatam. And his disciples, they go and start singing the verses because Srimad Bhagavatam is so attractive. So his disciples go and start singing the verses which they were hearing from Veda Vyasji. Aho bakiyam sanakala kutam jigan sayapaya yadaprasadavim. So then some of the disciples were singing Varha Pidam Natvarvapu Karnayo Karnokaram. So when Shukadeva Goswami, he was in the forest and when he heard these beautiful verses people were singing, he goes to them. He says, who has written these verses? And can you elaborate on this? Can you speak more about this? Are any other verses like that? And then they replied, go, your father has compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, which is full of nectarian verses. So go and take shelter of your father. And that's why Shukadeva Goswami returns to his father and hears Srimad Bhagavatam. This is in the Bhagavatam as well. Shukadeva Goswami returns to his father and he hears the entire Srimad Bhagavatam sitting under the lotus feet. And that's where Veda Vyas also teaches him Mahabharata. Yes, Veda Vyas also taught Shukadeva Goswami Mahabharata. Veda Vyas also taught Shukadeva Goswami Srimad Bhagavatam. Mahabharata, Shukadeva Goswami went and recited Mahabharata to Gandharvas. And then he goes and narrates the Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. But Veda Vyas was not the only only guru of Shukadeva Goswami. Yes, Shukadeva Goswami he mentions that there are in the Ajamil Katha, the 6th canto, 3rd chapter, in the end he says that he has heard this Ajamil Katha from Agastya Muni. That there are mentions where Shukadeva Goswami was present in the assembly where Pitama Bhishma was speaking the Bhagavatam. So Shukadeva Goswami also heard Bhagavatam from Narad Muni. Shukadeva Goswami also heard Bhagavatam from so many different personalities. Then he spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So that also we should know. So then Vedavyasji offers his, Sutta Goswami offers his pranam. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayat mudiraye. So he's offering his respectful obeisances to Narayanam namaskrityam. He's offering his respectful obeisances to Narayan, Lord Narayana, and then Narayan Rishi, and then unto Mother Saraswati. Vedavyasji also he is offering a respect to Vedavyasji also, but there is a very twist here that when Sutta Goswami is saying Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, so Vishwanath Chaudhary Thakur mentions that Devim means Srimati Radharani. So Narayanam Namaskrityam, so Narayan is there, Narayan Rishi is there, then Srimati Radharani is there, and then Saraswati is there. And then it is saying that Vedavyasji is there. In this way, the author is offering his respectful obeisances. And then Sutta Goswami is saying that you have questioned me about so many different things about Lord Krishna, and I am very, very pleased. So I am going to answer them one by one. So Sutta Goswami begins to answer this. He says that what happens by rendering devotional service? By rendering devotional service, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Performing devotional service, what happens by performing devotion? One gets knowledge about Krishna consciousness, right? And one becomes detached from the material world. Bhakti has two sons, knowledge and renunciation. So wherever there is bhakti, transcendental knowledge will be revealed to that person, and he will be naturally detached from the material world. Okay, so this is the result of performing devotional service. Then the occupational duties a man performs. We are performing our occupational duties according to his own position. It should be done to provoke Krishna consciousness. It should be done for the pleasure of the Lord. If it does not, whatever occupation we are doing, if it does not attract us to Krishna consciousness, that occupation is waste. Chari varna ashrami yadi Krishna hi bhaje. One might be performing his varna and ashram duties very, very nicely, but if he is not worshipping Lord Krishna, then that all these varna ashram duties, although he might be performing nicely, but it will not help him to come out of the material world. And all the occupational engagements are meant for ultimate liberation, and they should never be performed for material gain. So everything what we are doing in the world should only be performed for the. You might be staying in temple, you might be married, you might be unmarried, you might be doing anything in the world. Whatever it is, whatever occupational duties we are doing, it should be done for the pleasure of the Lord. And according to the sages, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification. He should try to use those money or artha which has been derived for attaining the perfection of life. So, vadanti tattva tattva vidas yajnam yajmaya vadmayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagvaniti sabhyate. Sutta Goswami also mentions that absolute truth can be understood as Brahman, Paramatman, Bhagwan. Now we are just getting an overview of the whole Bhagavatam. We are not getting into details of that. For details, you are already doing Bhakti Vaibhava. So this is just an overview of what Srimad Bhagavatam is all about. So further, they are saying that with one pointed attention, one should hear, glorify, and remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? Because by doing that, 24 hours one should try to hear, read, glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, His name, His fame, His pastimes. What is going to happen by that? Because with sword in the hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of the reactionary work. Now there is something called as Hridaya Granthi. Hridaya Granthi, entangled heart. Our heart is entangled. There is a knot in our heart. The knot is the knot of the material world. our attachment to this material world. You know, if this is material world, for example, and we are attached to it, right? We might get detached, but still the knot is there. I'll give you more concise examples. Husband and wife, they are very attached to each other, right? Husband is detached, but the wife is still attached. So husband is also stuck. That is, I am also a householder, so I can speak with my experience. You are going to get married, right? So, what happens when we hear this transcendental knowledge? The binding knots of the reaction of our karma is 3 things happen by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. All the doubts are cleared. Karma is slackened. Karma bandhana is finished. And third thing is, what happens is, love for God is attained. 3 miracles happen when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam. First is, all the doubts. There are doubts which are in our heart because of which one cannot develop unflinching faith in the Lord. That are removed. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is full of questions and answers. There are questions which you have, those will be answered, and the questions which you don't have, and those will be answered in Srimad Bhagavatam. So when hearing Srimad Bhagavatam means all your doubts will be cleared. And when doubts are not there, what will happen? One will develop unflinching faith in the Lord. If in a relationship there is a doubt, will that relationship be a loving relationship? If a husband is doubting the wife, wife is doubting the husband. So if the doubt is there in the middle, that relationship is a loving relationship? No. So the doubt has to be removed. Similarly, when we are loving Krishna, in practicing Krishna consciousness, there should be no doubts in our heart. And then when the doubts are removed, one will be able to practice unalloyed, uninterrupted devotional service. And by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, these doubts are removed. Then Hridaya Granthi, because Krishna's name, Krishna's fame, Krishna's glories are so powerful that it can completely destroy our sansar bandhan, our material entanglement. So that's how powerful Krishna's glories is. Our attachment from the material world will be removed and will become fixed in Krishna. So what does Bhagavatam do? Srimad Bhagavatam is like a junction wherein our attachment are from the material world are removed and our attachment for Krishna is attained. Srimad Bhagavatam is like that junction. And third thing, prema is attained. So then further, Sutta Goswami explains about the various incarnations of the Lord. Various incarnations. There are so many incarnations. There are unlimited incarnations. Srimad Bhagavatam, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami did not speak it chronologically. Right? But if you want to understand it in detail, chronologically, there is a book called as Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So please read that book. If you want to understand the various incarnations in its exact chronology, then it's Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So what we are going to do is, we are just going to recite the various incarnations. So the first incarnation was, the second incarnation actually is of the boar incarnation. And because when Lord Krishna came as boar, as Varaha, and he lifted the earth from the Rasatala. Hiranyaksha, he kidnapped Mother Earth and he kept in Rasatala. So Lord came and he picked up Mother Earth from the Rasatala. Then there is another incarnation called as Devarshi Narada, also is an incarnation of the Lord. And is very powerful. He collected exposition of Vedas which dealt with devotional service and which inspire non-fruitive action. So he wrote Narada Bhakti Sutra, and so many. He is the Acharya for so many devotees all across the world. Narada Muni has a visa for going all across the 3 worlds and also transcend the world. He has a visa to go to Golok Vrindavan. He has a visa to go to Vaikuntha Loka. He has a visa to go to all the universes. He has a visa to go to all the 3 lokas as well. And then the fourth incarnation is Nar Narayan Rishi. And Nar Narayan Rishi were the twin sons of King of Dharma. Then the fifth incarnation is Lord Kapila Dev. Lord Kapila Dev gave instructions to Mother Devhuti, that all we will see in detail. And then the seventh incarnation is of Prajapati Ruchi and his wife Akuti. His son incarnation name is Yajna. Yajna, he controlled the period during the change of Swayambha Manu, and he assisted the demigods as well. Then the eighth incarnation is Rishabh Dev. Rishabh Dev was born of King Navi and his wife Meru Devi. He is the incarnation of the Lord himself, and he showed the path of perfection. Then comes the incarnation of ninth incarnation of Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj, when everybody in the world was, King Vena disturbed the whole world. So the sadhus, they cursed King Vena. He died, and from his body, their sages are so powerful. From his body, they gave birth to the incarnation of the Lord. That's how how powerful the sages are. The body is dead, but from that also, the sages, they could derive the incarnation of the Lord. So then the 11th incarnation was a tortoise, Kashyapa. Then 12th incarnation is Dhanvantari. 13th is Narsingadev, the Lord Narsingadev. Narsingadev ki. The 15th incarnation is Vamanadev. The 16th incarnation is Parshuram. That was his business. The 17th incarnation was Srila Vyasadeva himself. The 18th and 19th are Krishna and Balaram. And then in the beginning of Kali Yuga, Lord Buddha is going to appear. And then it is mentioned about the Kalki incarnation also, that at the conjunction of the two yugas, that is when Kali Yuga is going to end and the Satyuga is going to start, at that time Kalki is going to come. So after mentioning all these various incarnations, he says that Ete chansha kala pumsam krishnastu bhagavan swayam indirari vyakulam lokyam radayanti yuge yuge. He says that all the incarnations are actually either the plenary portions or the portions of the plenary portions. But dear everybody, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then further he goes and explains about a very interesting incarnation which is known to us, but at the same time we are not aware of it. He explains that Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samitam Uttam Shloka Charitam Jagagara Bhagavan Rishi Nishrisaya Lokasya Ganyam Swasthavayam Mahat. He is saying that this Srimad Bhagavatam, this is whole Srimad Bhagavatam in a very concise form, only shlokas, Devanagari shlokas. So Vedavyas is saying that this Srimad Bhagavatam is also an incarnation of the Supreme Lord. This is the book incarnation of Lord Krishna. When Krishna appears in the form of a book, Krishna appeared in the form of a boar. Krishna appeared in the form of a tortoise. Krishna appeared in the form of Matsya. Krishna appeared in so many different incarnations, right? Krishna, when he comes in the form of a book, is Srimad Bhagavatam. And there are three ways of serving Srimad Bhagavatam: hearing, reading, and speaking about it. So that, and our Sutta Goswami says that Krishna Swadham Apagade Dharma Jnana Diviso Kalau Nastam Rishadesha Puranar Kotanoditaha. So this has appeared, this Bhagavad Purana is as brilliant as the sun. It has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna. Uddhavji met Lord Krishna in Dwarka, and Uddhavji requested Uddhavji requested Lord Krishna to please do not go. Uddhavji saw that the devatas are coming, they met Lord Krishna, Brahmaji came, all the devatas came, they met Lord Krishna and they gave certain message. And then Lord Krishna immediately called for all the ministers and everybody and told everybody that we are all going to Prabhas Kshetra. So Uddhava had a doubt, so he goes and confirms from Lord Krishna, you are planning to leave. He said, yes, I am planning to leave. Imagine that we are serving the Lord Narasimhadev for so many years now. And so that was the situation with Krishna when he was on the planet. Everybody's life was centered on Krishna. And then Krishna was planning to disappear. So Uddhava was disturbed. Imagine if Lord Narasimha told, I am planning to go. What will happen? Everybody will go and have a word with the Lord. So Uddhavji goes and has a word with the Lord. Please don't go. If you go, Kali Yuga is going to start and the world is going to get degraded. People are going to become mad for sense gratification. But the Lord said, no, I have to go. My time is up. But I will make some arrangement for it, for all of you. He says, Krishna Swadhama Pagade Dharma Jnanati Visa Kalau Nashtam Rashadesha Purana. He said that person who has lost their vision due to dense darkness of the ignorance of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Because why? Because just after the departure of Lord Krishna has appeared in the form of book Bhagavatam. So then further there is a Veda Vyasji. He is an incarnation of the Lord. He wrote so many different kinds of literatures. He divided one Veda. Earlier it was only one Veda. He divided that one Veda into 4. There was earlier only Yajur Veda. From that he divided one Vedas into 4. Why? What was his purpose? His purpose was very simple. He wanted that people in general should be able to understand Veda. So he simplified it for everybody. And then what did he do? He simplified that one Veda and he divided one Veda into 4, and he gave that Vedas to different of the disciples. That so that they can read them, understand them, and write commentaries on them and expand preaching. So he did that. After that he wrote Mahabharata, the Puranas. So he called up Romarshan Sut. He gave that responsibility of spreading the glories of Mahabharata and the Puranas to Romarshan Sut. And then we all know that Veda Vyasji was satisfied. He was not satisfied. He was despondent. He was not knowing what should I do. I did everything for the benefit of the world, but I am still not satisfied. So Veda Vyasji was thinking, if writing so many books, he wrote 4 lakh verses. After writing 4 lakh verses for the benefit of the people, if he himself was not satisfied, if someone writes thousands of books, thousands of pages, compiles thousands of verses, but he himself is not satisfied, and he is writing that book, Veda Vyasji was writing those books, writing those verses for whom? For the benefit of the people. But forget about the benefiting the people, he himself was not getting benefit. So Veda Vyasji was sad. What was he? He was lamenting. And so when he was lamenting, he was praying. Whenever we are in difficult situation, then we are bewildered, we should pray to the Supreme Lord for showing us the directions. And Veda Vyasji was praying to the Lord. And what happened? Narad Muni came there. And Veda Vyasji understands that Narad Muni is a glorious devotee. And so Veda Vyasji was thinking that Narad Muni will glorify him. That he compiled so many great works. He wrote Vedas, Upanishads, this and that. So he was expecting that Naradji will say, wow, very nice, my dear son. You compiled Mahabharata, very, very, very nice. He was expecting that. But Naradji was not like that. Naradji started chastising him straight away. What did Narad Muni do? Narad Muni said, you are a big nonsense, Veda Vyasji. Why? Because you have not elaborately, exclusively explained the glories of the Supreme Lord. Through Mahabharata, what was the purpose of Mahabharata? Mahabharata, there are stories. So through the stories, Veda Vyasji tried what? To explain the essence of the Vedas. But while explaining the stories, he just messed it up. He made a khichdi. He was trying to make dal separate, rice separate, sabji separate. He was trying to make paneer sabji separate, this sabji separate, that chutney separate. But what ended up was khichdi. And Veda Vyasji was himself confused. Why? Because Naraji told, because you have not written a book that explicitly talks about pure devotional service. People in this world are already bewildered. They're already into sense gratification. And Vedavyasi, what did he do? What did he do? With the help of, he gave them directions how to, in the name of religion, how they can enjoy sense gratification. People are already entangled in the material world. And by Vedavyasi's books, Vedavyasi is adding such books that people are going to use Vedavyasi's name and keep enjoying. So where is the opportunity for people to know about Krishna? Where is the opportunity for people to get out of the cycle of birth and death? And that's why Vedavyas got chastised by Narad Muni. And Narad Muni told, compile a book which exclusively talks about devotional service. That's why when Vedavyasi, when he wrote Mangalacharan, he said, Dharma projita kaitavatra dharma. Dharma projita kaitavatra dharma nirmatsaranam satam. He's saying that in this Bhagavatam, there is no kaitab dharma. I have rejected everything else. This is purely for pure devotional service. This book is for Hamsas, those who want to attain the platform of Paramhamsa. This book is for them. So Narad Muni chastised Vedavyasi. He is saying that, Vedavyasi, all that books which you have written, in that books, if the glories of the Lord is not explained, that is like a garbage. And you're only attracting crows there. So only crows will get attracted to such literatures. It's a very heavy thing. I'm not saying this. You can read Bhagavatam, can get it confirmed. So you have not compiled, you should compile literature which is Bhagavatam. And although it might be imperfectly compiled, but it has the glories of the Lord and His devotees, it will be perfect. So Vedavyasi, he received such instructions. And Narad Muni told him his own life story. Naraji told that, previously, I was a son of a maid servant. And my mother used to serve in a house of a Brahman. And during the Chaturmas period, so many sadhus used to come there. And that time, 4 Bhakti Vedantas, they came there. 4 pure Anula devotees of the Lord, they came there. And every day they used to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam. And I got an opportunity for 4 complete months to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from them and hear the most confidential, absolute truth about the Lord. And by hearing that, and also I took the remnants, my existence was purified. And all the contamination which is there in my heart went away. And my mind became fixed in Krishna. Who is this boy? 5 years old, 6 years old boy. That is his realization. That is the effect of association of a sadhus. That is the effect of taking the remnants from them. And when the sadhus were leaving, those sadhus initiated this boy. Initiation means what? Performing yajna and setting that yajna, that is initiation? That is a part of initiation. What is actual initiation? Transcendental knowledge which the spiritual master gives to the disciple, that is initiation. The transcendental knowledge about Krishna, the spiritual master gives to the disciple, that is real initiation. And that's what they initiated this little boy in the event. And then this little boy was depending on his mummy. And his mommy was very, very attached to him. And she was taking good care of him. But one fine day, his mother was bitten by a snake. She left the body. And this boy was left all alone. But he had received the instructions. He had received the instructions of the sadhus. And he decided that he will walk. He took this as Krishna's mercy. And he started walking towards what? He started walking towards north. And he decided that to attain perfection, 6 years old boy, 7 years old boy, he was thinking that let me give my life, remaining life, to what I have heard from my sadhus, from my spiritual masters. This is what the disciple should be doing. After the disappearance of if the spiritual master has disappeared from the world, but he has kept some instruction for us. It is our duty. Or if the spiritual master has given instruction, he is physically present, but we are not able to closely associate with him. But he has given us instructions. By carrying out those instructions, we can perfect our existence. Those instructions are very, very important. One should have unflinching faith in those instructions. So, this little boy is teaching us a lot of things. This little boy he started walking towards the north, and then in a place, he reached a place. He was under a banyan tree. He sat there. He took his bath. He sat there, and this Bhaktivedanta has narrated the form of the Lord to him. So he started meditating on that form of the Lord. We know the form of the Lord, right? This is the form of the Lord. So we should meditate on the form of the Lord. So this little boy was meditating on the form of the Lord, which was described to him by the Acharyas. And while meditating, the Lord manifested in his heart. And he started witnessing the Lord in the heart. If the Lord can be available to 6-7 years old boy who is following the instructions of the sadhus, he can be available to all of us also. Even we also can see the form of the Lord in our heart, provided we have unflinching faith in the instructions we are receiving from the sadhus. We have full faith in the process. We practice Krishna consciousness, we chant the holy name. But I am very sorry to say, but one should chant with full faith and devotion. Then it works. That conviction should be there that this process is sent. We should not doubt. If we have doubt in our heart, go and get checked from a sadhu. Because practicing doubt will never lead you to the result. Bhagavad Gita also says people who are in doubt are always in difficulty, always in trouble. So if you want to practice Krishna consciousness and get result, then one should have unflinching faith, and unflinching faith will come by associating with people who have unflinching faith. So this little boy God saw the form of the Lord in the heart, and immediately the Lord disappeared. And he got bewildered. And he was looking here, there. Oh, where is that Lord? Where did he go? Where did he go? He was like, oh my God, if you take away a toy from the boy, what will happen? The boy will look for it everywhere. He will start crying. I have 3 children, so I know that. They'll cry, they'll smash things around. Where is that toy? So that little boy was saying, where is Krishna? Krishna is not in our control. Krishna is independent. He comes by his own sweet will, and he goes by his own sweet will. So finding this boy in a very desperate situation, the Lord said that, look, boy, in this birth you won't be able to see me. I just gave you the darshan so that I can increase your taste, eagerness to me, attend me. So rest of your life, giving up all the formalities of the material world. Listen to this. The Lord is saying, giving up all the formalities of the material world, preach and chant my glories all over the world. When the Lord is giving the instructions, just by doing that, you will when you end this life, you will attain perfection. So this little boy, throughout his life, he gave up all the formalities of the material world. Now all the formalities of the material world means all sarva dharman parityajya mahamekam saranam vraja, means giving up everything for the pleasure of the Lord and no formalities. He was just exclusively singing and glorifying the Lord. And when he left the body, that millennium ended. Everything merged into Lord Narayana. And when Brahmaji came out, and along with the other sons, Atri, Marichi and others, Narad Muni also came out. But when he came out this time, he had a visa to travel all across the globe. his body was a transcendental body, and he was carrying a veena in his hand. And still today, Narad Muni is there everywhere. He glorifies the Lord throughout. So that's what is the journey of Narad Muni. So we complete around 6 chapters till now, and from the evening session we'll start with the son of Drona punished, that is the 7th chapter. Okay. If there are any questions, you can take them now. Hare Krishna. It is going to be very fun, transcendental fun, going through the whole of Bhagavatam in in a very interesting way. We're going to just cover up all the great pastimes and just move on to the next Leela. Any questions? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He was 12 years old when he came. 12 years he was in the womb of his mother. That's the problem. That was the problem. 12 years he did not come out. That's why Vedavyas had to go to Dwarka and call Krishna. And then Krishna convinced Shukdeva Goswami come out. So 12 years, now you should understand that Shukdeva Goswami was also not ordinary. Vedavyas was also not ordinary, and Vedavyasa's wife was also not ordinary. Giving birth to a son like Shukdeva Goswami, you have to be a special personality. Yes. Hearing for the first time? No. He came back. Shukdeva Goswami, when he heard this Bhagavatam verses which were chanted, and so he got attracted to them. He went to those devotees who were reciting them. And there we understood that his father has compiled a book called as Srimad Bhagavatam. He went. Shukdeva Goswami says that there is a verse himself. He's saying that I have heard it from my father. I was attracted to the verses. There are 2-3 verses in which Shukdeva Goswami tells that he got attracted to the verses. He went back. He heard the Bhagavatam from his father. So everything is there. Even he heard Mahabharata from his father. That is also there in the Prabhupada writes in the purport that Shukdeva Goswami heard Mahabharata also from. So yeah. Yes. Yeah, because Shukdeva Goswami was not hearing it. Trees are live. All these trees which you see here around also, they're all live. They're alive. They're all hearing you. What you're doing, they're seeing you. They're hearing you. They're not dead. You're chanting, so they're getting benefited. Who knows, they're rishis staying here. Because because they know that Lord is going to come here, so they're happy to be around here as trees and perform devotional service. There's so many trees in Braj, in Vrindavan. They're all rishis who are performing devotional service. That's why it is prohibited to cut the trees of Vrindavan. People are doing that, but because they're all rishis. They're all rishis performing devotional service. They're not ordinary trees. These trees are also not ordinary. Because they're here and they're with the devotees hearing Kirtan. They're around Narasimha. They're part of Narasimha's Leela. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Devarshi. There are so many Devarshis. Devarshi means who guides the Devas. if I put it in, who guides the devas is Devarishi. Who Devatas means Suras. Danavas are Asuras. So the Suras, they often follow in the footsteps of the Rishis. Naradji is one who has been guiding everyone. So is Devarishi. Hare Krishna. Yes. Huh? Shukdev Goswami is the eternal Vaishnava. He was performing Leela of being bewildered, and he was a monist. He was behaving like a monist, only for one reason: to broadcast the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. If Shukdev Goswami was not performing the role of a monist, now we can say even Shukdev Goswami, who was a monist, gets attracted to Bhagavatam. That's how powerful Srimad Bhagavatam is. Right. To show the glories of Bhagavatam, it is arranged. Arjuna, he was a devotee, eternal devotee of the Lord. He was bewildered by the Lord, put into illusion, so that he can speak the Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, Shukdev Goswami also, he was a pure devotee of the Lord, but he was, for some time, he was been put into the illusion by Yogamaya, so that he can become a monist, transcendentalist, and absorbed in Brahman, and that's what is happening. And when he got attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam, that was the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's how powerful Bhagavatam is, that it can even attract monist. People who are absorbed in Brahman, even they can get attracted to Bhagavatam.